Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 2020. Today we are doing the quali practice for the weekly event, which happens to be at Suzuka, a track I actually do know a little bit. So I decided to dive into a little bit of time trial practice before I go ahead and do my actual practice for the record. And slowly whittled our time down from a 1:30 whatever to eventually a 1:30 on the nose after 8 laps. So that was good enough for me. I figured it's time to jump into practice and see what happens. Looks like we're using some classic cars here. So that kind of caught me off guard. After a quick moment of decision making, looking at all the options, obviously in great detail, I decided to jump into the Red Bull. I remember it being fairly competitive back in the day. So now we're onto the track acclimatization program, which if you watched the last quali practice, you know I really like these. It's almost like a mini game. I really like these little training options here. Trombley, the bot who gave me trouble last time, being a nuisance again, getting out of the way this time actually quite quickly. Anyway, I really like this. I feel like this is a good way to hone your skills, figure out where the apex is, the racing line on the track. So you can see first lap we get the base target done, so now we got to go for 470. I mean, easy stuff. We're going to try and get my goal here is to tear through the practice stuff as quick as possible and just 100% it. So we're missing some targets. Not a great start on our second lap. We're just going to jump ahead to the end here. We do manage to just clear the force. No, we don't. 455. So we didn't even hit our goal. So we're going to have to go full send this time. Really commit. Make next to no mistakes. I think I can literally afford to make one mistake. We'll see just what happens. Coming around the first corner much better this time. Not missing any of the clipping points. The gates, as they're called. Coming through here at a relatively reserved speed. Don't have to go fourth gear around here. You can stay fifth until about here. But just taking it easy. You can see I'm still setting purples, so you don't really have to push to learn the track on these programs, but definitely helps if you want those points. Coming around Detna 1, A-OK, Detna 2, just fine. Easing onto the power. Not breaking loose, which is good to do. We'll really get to see if I have my throttle control down around the hairpin here, especially when you turn in early like that. Not bad. When you turn in early like that, you're really, when you get on the throttle, you got the wheel turned. It's never a good thing on a high horsepower car, so better off staying all the way to the right, turning in even later, getting a nice straight exit. That was not ideal. But we're still getting good points here. I think a green sector here and there, and the Detna's in the spoon. Or not the spoon, sorry, the hairpin. So maybe my two weaknesses there, and I know it. So I'll work on those for sure. Coming down the fast straight here to 130R. Pretty easy turning point with the F1 cars, easily flat. You just have to have the commitment. Braking at the yellow sign there on my left, it seems to be a good braking point. And we're going to come through quite alright, hitting the last few gates and smashing that 470 goal. I believe we did a 505. The next goal up was a 525 or a 525 up at the top there. So that's probably a perfect run. I don't feel like chasing that right now. I'm pretty happy with what we just did. We got purple. So that is purple as for the practice challenge, not so much the lap time. Anyway, tearing through tire management, really boring, going to spare you. Fuel management's pretty boring too, but it was interesting at the very end. You can see I was down on Delta into the last chicane, where I picked up a few tenths, which I then proceeded to lose towards the line. Also, just getting my management up to full, just by almost 3/100ths of a second, clearing that challenge, no problem. So team objectives, looks like I can take those all out just by doing a good qualifying pace run. We're going to try to absolutely send it here. Should be no trouble. We already have a really quick time. I think, what was I setting up there? 135, 6.7s before. I did a 131 with Hamilton's car, so a 139.9 should be easily doable, even with bots in the way. You never know about bots. Don't know how many I'm going to run into, but we got one here. Copen, who's just going to chill on the inside. We're going to calmly work our way around the outside, and problem solved. We even gained time there. We're 2 seconds up on the Delta, so just going to smash away the rest of this lap, see what we can do around the Detnas. There's the green first sector. 1 of 3 done. For the Detnas, looking very quick. Still around a 3-second gap between me and the target time. We're ahead. Coming through the hairpin. Keeping it together nicely that time. Not breaking loose at all. Patient on the gas. Maybe not the quickest, but quicker than breaking loose, probably. Coming down the hill towards Spoon now. Still holding around a 3-second gap. We're going to come in here quite nicely, gain a bunch more time. At least 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. It just keeps going up. See how much time we can get on the back straight here. If it keeps climbing on the straight, it's falling. Okay, we didn't get a good exit onto the straight. However, I'm pretty happy with a 3.5+ second gap between me and the target delta. That's a good sign. So we're going to come into the final chicane. A little early on the braking, but you know what? Good stuff. We'll make it work. Coming back on Trombley again. 4-second gap. Let's see if we can get it to 5 before the line. Doesn't look like we're going to. 4. That was optimistic. But we did get the team objective done. No problem. Target was 7th. They weren't very optimistic in us, and we got 1st. These challenges here, the weekly, daily, and monthly challenges, something I might focus on in the future, because I just picked off all the weekly event ones. So now I kind of want to look at multiplayer. Having a goal going into multiplayer might make it more interesting. Anyway, we just had to go back into practice one more time to knock out these, what are they called? Strategy laps. We'll just have to do some good laps so they can acquire some kind of strategy. It's to basically get out there and do a bunch of sub 140s. Really no problem. Jumping into qualifying, feeling very confident. I know I only get one shot before the penalties start getting piled up. I think it's 2.5 tenths of a second penalty if I redo quali, which we don't want to do necessarily. So we're gonna give it all we got. Lap 1, we have bots out front. It always works out that way. We're always gonna have some traffic. I'm getting better at dealing with bots, though. I understand that they just usually don't change their line. They just slow down like this. So you sort of have to see it coming, approach them with confidence. They don't swerve. I haven't seen them really swerve in any unpredictable ways. Anyway, jumping ahead towards the end, we're going to set a 134, I think? 134.7669. Okay, so not too bad. The Red Bull is going to be slower than the Mercedes, probably, so we're out here passing more bots. Gonna go for a move around the outside of this fella. No problem. Lost a little time on the Delta. Immediately start making it back up on the X of the S's into the uphill section here. Don't know what it's called. Setting another purple lap. That's good to see with a green middle sector. 134.5. Still not very quick. A lot of confidence needs to be built up in a lot of sectors here. Coming back on Trombley again. How's that for some confidence? Diving up the inside. That probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. Paid off on this occasion, though. Skipping ahead towards the end. It looks like we might have a triple purple. We will see here. It is going up as we go up. We might get a half a second off. So the last lap there, what did we manage to do? Do we even see? Oh my gosh. It was definitely quick. So serial qualifier, all that stuff's done. That's good. I want to see the time. I should have left that up. What am I doing? Here we go. So 133.765. So not bad. Top 800 qualifying. Only 2,400 people have done anything so far, so it's not that big a deal. Here's the series, the challenges I'm talking about. We've done the weekly events, so that was no big deal. I went through that quicker than I thought. I've got 40 days, so when you look at these multiplayer tasks, complete 3 league races, okay. Online races without an accident, doable. 2 more involving not having an accident at specific maps, and then a podium, 3 podiums, and 1 win. I think that's doable within 40 days. A little bit of luck, and you never know. So I went back into time trials. It turns out you can use the cars that we're going to be using this week in time trials, so I decided to do some more laps. You can see here, lap 13. I'm neck and neck with this Ferrari, and just look at the speed difference. Starting to wonder if I picked the right car now or not for the race, but I don't feel like this is a car to be laughed at, necessarily. I catch up every corner, basically. Braking points, speed in the corner, look at that. He just has the straight line speed, so it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for the race this weekend. Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, be sure to like it, subscribe, comment, give me any tips. I can use as many tips as I can get. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to the race this weekend. I'm going to flex on y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.